Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 14. So, today we want to talk about municipal solid waste in Malaysia. So, this is our group members. So, for abstract, this article examines the current state of municipal solid waste management in Malaysia, highlighting the lack of resources and trained personnel for effective waste management. A comparative analysis of waste generation, recycling rates and operational efficiency of waste-to-energy plants in Malaysia and Australia was conducted. The study found that Australia's policies provide a comprehensive framework for reducing waste generation and promoting recycling, while Malaysia's National Solid Waste Management Policy and Solid Waste and Public Cleansing Management Act are more advanced. Australia also has more advanced WTE facilities and higher public awareness and participation in recycling and waste management. Malaysia's current household solid waste recycling policy and program status are critics for dumping waste without recovery or recycling despite high potential.
Next, we move to introduction. The control of waste generation, storage, collection, transfer and disposal of solid waste in accordance with best practice for public health, economics, finance, engineering, administration, law and the environment is known as solid waste management. One of the top 3 environmental problems that municipalities face worldwide is the generation of solid waste. It typically inverse proportional to the degree of urbanization and income, with economies with higher incomes and greater level of urbanization producing higher per capita level of solid waste. Solid waste management is one of the key responsibilities of city administrators and one of the effective process for good governance. Effective solid waste management mitigates adverse health and environmental impacts, conserve resource, and improves livability of cities. Next, objectives of the project. The first one is, the project aims to evaluate and compare the existing solid waste management practices in both countries, focusing on waste disposal, recycling, and energy recovery methods. Next, the project will compare regulatory frameworks and policies, identify technological efficiencies, and study public health implications of air pollution from solid waste management. The last one is, the project will develop recommendations for improving Malaysia's solid waste management practices based on Australia's advanced systems, emphasizing reduced air pollution, sustainable practices, recycling, resource recovery, and circular economy principles.
So, for the scope of the study Sustainable Solid Waste Management in Malaysia, comparative analysis with Australia and integration strategies for air pollution, aims to evaluate and improve solid waste management practices in Malaysia by learning from Australia's advanced systems. It will also provide a comprehensive analysis of the current solid waste management methods in both countries, including landfill usage, recycling programs, incineration processes, and waste-to-energy initiatives. The study will assess the regulatory and policy frameworks, comparing legislation and compliance standards. A key focus will be on the environmental impacts of these practices, particularly air pollution from emission of landfills and incineration plants, and the associated public health implications such as respiratory and cardiovascular risks.
So, for recommendation, firstly, specific methods to reduce open burning and landfill dwellings is to mitigate open burning and reduce landfill dependence. Malaysia can implement several specific measures. Stricter enforcement of regulation prohibiting open burning combined with community education on the environmental and health impacts of burning waste can deter this practice. Introducing incentive for industry and households to adopt cleaner technology for waste disposal, such as incineration with proper emission controls or anaerobic digestion for organic waste can also significantly reduce open burning. Second,
Suggestion for enhancing recycling and composting. To enhance recycling and composting in Malaysia, target strategies can be implemented. Establishing comprehensive recycling infrastructure with convenient collection points and clear guidelines for waste segregation is essential. This includes expanding the network of recycling centers and material recovery facilities across urban and rural areas. Public awareness campaigns should enhance the importance of recycling and provide practical guidance on sorting recyclables effectively at source.
Next, implementation plan. Detailed steps for implementing recommendation. Firstly, to implement recommendation for solid waste management in Malaysia, start by clearly outlining the objective and scope as well as the aims for enhancing solid waste management. Secondly, create a comprehensive action plan outlining tasks, milestones, and a realistic timeline. Form a dedicated team and assign clear roles and tasks to ensure responsibility. Allocate the required resources such as budget, manpower, and equipment to facilitate execution. Stakeholder roles and responsibilities. Firstly, government and regulatory bodies is the Malaysian government, particularly the Ministry of Housing and Local Government plays a pivotal role in shaping policies and regulation relate to waste management. Secondly, their responsibilities include developing and enforcing comprehensive waste management laws such as stricter regulation for waste segregation and the prohibition of open burning.
Next, solid waste management practices and technologies in Australia. The first one is waste hierarchy. In Australia, their solid waste management are based on waste hierarchy that prioritize actions to minimize waste and maximize resource recovery. Their waste hierarchy are prevention, reuse, recycling, recovery, and disposal. Next, recycling initiative. There are 3 recycling initiatives in Australia. The first one is container deposit schemes, then curbside recycling programs, and the last one is material recovery facilities. For container deposit schemes, Australia has established extensive recycling programs and infrastructure for various materials, including paper, cardboard, glass, plastics, metals, and organic waste. Next, for curbside recycling programs, curbside recycling collections are common across cities and towns, with households provided separate bins for recyclables. The last one is Extended Producer Responsibility or EPR. This requires manufacturers and importers to take responsibility for the end-of-life disposal or recycling of their products. Therefore, a good environmental and responsible country can be developed. The next we have is solid waste management practices and technologies in Australia. The fourth one is waste to energy. It is a plant designed to convert non-recyclable municipal solid waste into energy through controlled combustion or gasification processes. As example, Kwinana Waste to Energy Plant, which is located at Western Australia, and Eastern Creek Waste Management Facility, located at New South Wales, which process significant amounts of waste while generating electricity for thousands of homes. The last one, we have public awareness campaign, such as Make a School program, to educate the public about solid waste management. So, best practice. First, best practice, Australia has implemented EPR schemes where producers are responsible for managing the waste generated from their products. The adoption, Malaysia could introduce similar EPR policies to ensure responsible disposal and recycling process. Second, best practice, CDS programs where consumers receive a refund for returning beverage containers or recycling. Adoption, Malaysia could implement CDS to reduce littering, increase recycling rates, and promote a circular economy approach for beverage container waste. So lastly, best practice, Australia follows a waste hierarchy that prioritizes waste prevention. Adaptation. Malaysia could adopt a similar waste hierarchy frameworks in its waste management policies.
For conclusion, the project on sustainable solid waste management in Malaysia, with a comparative analysis of Australia and integration strategies for air pollution, highlights several key insights and recommendations. Malaysia faces significant challenge in its solid waste management due to rapid urbanization, economic growth, and changing consumption patterns. The comparative analysis with Australia, a country known for its effective solid waste management practice, provide valuable lessons that Malaysia can adapt to enhance its own waste management system. Australia's success in solid waste management is a tribute to comprehensive policies, strong regulatory frameworks, effective waste segregation, and high public awareness. That's all from us. Thank you.